Well, hello everyone, how's everyone doing today? I'm just doing peachy. Today, in this video, we'll be taking a look at the Roborock S7 MaxV Ultra, Roborock's latest model. Now, at 5,100 pascals of suction, this powder test on tile floor should be no problem. So, in this video, we're going to look at the cleaning challenges, the navigation, and we'll see how well this robot does. Okay. Yeah, that's true. I think they want to leave early, but we'll talk to them about that. Okay, let's go and pause the video for a second. Now, this particular challenge with powder and tiles is very difficult for a lot of these robot vacuums just because they're not as powerful as like an upright vacuum. But keep in mind, there's a lot of different factors that come into play when determining how good a robot vacuum can pick up certain types of material on different types of flooring. One of those factors is the agitation of the extractor bar, the cleaning pad, how quickly the robot vacuum moves, also even the side brush, if it spins too quickly, may scatter the debris around. Okay, so I've been using the S7 MaxV Ultra as my daily driver for about a week or so, so it's still fairly new in my hands. Overall, the application's been pretty good, and I do like the fact that I can recall the last area I cleaned, so I don't have to create my new square, it's right there for me. Alright, you can notice that little powder right there, still left behind, so let's go ahead and speed up the video again, and make sure we pick up the last of the powder, because if the wife finds out I still have powder on my ground, well, that's the end of my channel, and I guess you're gonna have to go see Vacuum Wars or someone else. Alright, let's go ahead and see how well this guy navigates. Well, it seems like I spent a lot of my time trying to decorate these pillows on the bed, but I really think they're more useful as obstacles for the S7 MaxV Ultra. They're nice and fluffy, and in case the robot vacuum bumps into them, it's not going to cause any damage. Now, let's not tell the wife here. I don't know if she's going to be cool with me throwing her pillows on the ground.
Starting zone cleanup.
No, that's fine. That's basic. Well, as much as I would like to think that my house is nice and orderly, I got a 6-year-old daughter, I have a wife that has a million shoes, and of course, they're always laying around. So, having the S7 Max V Ultra with its new Reactive AI 2.0 technology, which combines a 3D light scanning technology and an RGB camera, this robot vacuum can actively recognize and avoid obstacles. Now, later on in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how the system works. It's kind of interesting how it recognizes certain objects and it will leave more space for those objects, and for other objects it will actually clean around it. So stick around, I'll actually show you how that system works. Now, I'm just waving in the background because of course the sun decided to come out and ruin my shot. It's overly exposed, so I do apologize for that. I don't have any fancy filters or any camera equipment. I'm literally using a $2 smartphone. Now, there's a lot to consider when choosing a robot vacuum, and I've tested a bunch of robot vacuums that have LiDAR-based navigation. Now, unfortunately, they're not all created equally. Across the different manufacturers I tested, I always come back to Roborock because Roborock tends to be the leader in terms of excellent navigation. Now, if you don't choose one that has a front-facing camera, like on the S6 MaxV or the S7 MaxV, the S4 is a good option. It's a cheaper option, has LiDAR-based navigation, and effectively can navigate these various obstacles. Now, the benefit of having a front-facing camera is smaller objects, cords, shoestrings, maybe bathroom scales, or even poo. That's where that front-facing camera comes into play. Now, for the S7 Max V, you can see it did an excellent job navigating this certain challenge. Alright, let's go and check out the self-emptying system. Roblox was a little late to the game when it comes to self-emptying. They didn't put one out until last year on the original S7, but I'm kind of glad they waited because this system is pretty good. Now, you do have the option to manually self-empty or to self-wash if you have the Ultra dock. I know they're going to come out with just a self-emptying. It's called the S7 Max V Plus. Now, you do have the option to tell the robot to self-empty every time it finishes a cleaning job. Hmm.
Emptying dustbin.
Oh, she did it calling back?
Dustbin removed.
Well, it looks like there's still some powder in the dustbin. Let's go ahead and do it a second time around and check out the results. Now, one interesting thing is there's no onboard filters on the Ultra dock. It actually relies on the bag itself as the filter. Now, the bag is higher quality. It's an E18 rated bag, so it should be pretty good filtering out all the dust particles.
Couldn't return to the starting point.
Besides having the self-washing and self-emptying capabilities, now this new model has the Reactive AI 2.0 technology. Now, according to Roborock, this combines a single RGB camera and 3D light structured camera, unlike the S6 MaxV, which combined the two RGB cameras. Now, what's new for this model is the ability to navigate various obstacles in all certain types of light conditions, whether it's super bright out or if it's basically pitch dark. Now, they added a LED light which allows the robot to navigate in complete darkness, and with the new video feed, you actually can see in complete darkness in full color, which is a nice plus. Okay, so for this challenge, I'm going to take known objects, poo, and also the bar stools, and unknown objects like the magical unicorns. Now, take a look here. You see how the robot's basically leaving significant space around the poo and also the bar stools, but once it comes to magical unicorns, we'll actually get fairly close and sweep around it. Now, that's what's new for the Reactive AI 2.0 technology. So this is some true optical avoidance. Unlike other models where it just detects an object and tries to go around it, this robot actually knows the size, the shape, and even what type of object it is. So for known objects like the poo and the bar stools, you see it keeps its distance, but for unknown objects or objects that shouldn't be a problem, it will actually get very close and sweep around it. Now in the settings, you have a bunch of different options for the optical avoidance. You can turn off the camera feed if you worry about privacy. Also, if you don't have any pets, you can turn off the poo avoidance. So what that does is it makes the reactive AI technology less sensitive, so it tends to get into narrower places and be able to get into tighter places. Now, definitely if you're a pet owner and your little friend likes to leave a little surprise, definitely keep the poo feature on so you don't come home to a mess. Okay, so overall, as of now, the S7 MaxV's optical avoidance is one of the best out there, and this is just from my personal testings. I've tested with cables, also with some known objects, and I have no issues with this technology. Now, over time, Roblox will perfect it to add new objects to its database. Right now, I think it's only like 9 different objects it can detect, like shoes, shoestrings, bathroom scales, I believe bar stools, poo, etc., etc. Now, even though these robot vacuums are getting smarter and smarter, I still recommend trying to tidy up the area, pick up the shoes, pick up the pillows, just how if you would clean by hand. Now, these robot vacuums clean pretty well, but really, let's put this S7 Max V to the test. We're going to go ahead and weigh out the dry weight of the dustbin. We'll put about 2 ounces of rice onto my floors. I have a mixture of hardwood floors and medium profile carpets. Now, during my testings with the Roblox models, I found that the Roborock S4, which is one of the cheapest LiDAR-based robots, actually performed the best. The reason behind that is it actually sits pretty low to the ground, and the agitation was pretty good, despite not being the most powerful robot out there. Now, the S7 Max V was no slouch. It actually performed very well on this type of environment, and I recommend trying out these robots. Unfortunately, I can't test every possible scenario, so it's best to try out in your home and see how well the robot performs. Even though this robot may perform well in my type of environment, it may not do well in your environment. So just keep that in mind. Always try out a robot in your home so you get the best experience and you kind of feel what to expect. Well, if you guys stuck around till the end of this video, I appreciate it so much. You guys are awesome. Now, if you have any questions about this model, feel free to shoot a comment down below, or any other questions about a robot, or if you bought one having issues, I'll be more than happy to help troubleshoot with you. Okay, so overall, my first impressions, or basically a week use of the S7 Max V, is actually a pretty good robot vacuum so far. It is going to be very expensive, around $1,400, but luckily Roblox will provide a model without the Ultra dock, or you could get one with just the self-emptying. So thank you so much for watching. Again, Thank you, Roborock, for sending me out this model. You guys are awesome. I really do appreciate you guys watching my videos, sticking around, and stay tuned. I have some new models coming out down in the pipeline. See you.